Dredge first, and it's a very interesting build, Hasso. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tavi, I don't know how many times we're gonna see Hex ruin, but I think it's a very very strong Furka Fivler running it. Like if it's going up, if it's been buffed, there's this the sprint burst play off the rip, so that will be potential, I believe. Yes, okay, so I'm gonna play around this remnant here, and it gets outplayed, and he's gonna teleport to the locker. So look, this is not. I mean, we obviously saw Freya last week, and this for Harden, and I think Freya put on an awesome performance on the Blight, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Dredge as well. But I think this will be a test for both teams. Obviously we've got Harden coming off with a great win against Clown Crew, and their strong sets probably are Blight, and they're pretty good on the Dredge, and Lyra obviously are coming off a good two set to nil win against Desolus. So you know they have Lyra have won 3 or 4 matches, and just like Harden, they are versing to determine who finishes top three in a certain order. So that'll be these sets will be detrimental. Every pallet dropped will have something to do with what the outcome will be, and that is something that we love because we have had. Oh, that is a great double back from Freya, but we have had some awesome plays and some awesome games today as well. So I'm keen to see how these last couple matches play out, Tavi.
Well, this one I think is actually got a bit of mixed feelings about it. We just saw the first generated pop that was doubled, and we see this one progressing with wounds. Our Freya kind of knows where everyone is. Gets attacked through the pallet too. I think that's a little bit of thing coming through from survivors, just the slightest bit, as unhook does happen in the distance. So this game is definitely accelerating from this point on. There's actually a beautiful first chase thing coming through by Sakura. Really just showed a lot of the Dredge's weaknesses, but now they're a little bit on the run here without this God Pallet, and they've got a lot of distance though, so let's see if they can do a wonderful job like they did in the first chase. They're heading towards the bathroom though, probably have to go up, but this pallet's already pre-dropped, and Faye's gonna hold the Remnant, so he's gonna teleport to the locker instead, and this might be enough time for Sakura to make it out, but it's really incredible mind games coming through,
Ooh.
and somehow Sakura is just not falling for them, makes it all the way to the piano room, which is an ideal death location. Power gets thrown, probably just gonna be death here. We go to the ball early, and the last
Okay.
pixel Dredge hair touches Sakura, and they go down. So, I mean, I think it's still good progress for our survivors, though. They have not opted to go for the resets, but they've gotten 2 generators done, and I think that is quite a good safety net for them in this first set.
Yeah, I agree. I think 2 gens, two hooks. I think there is plenty to love about this matchup so far. As obviously going to spot potential and roles. So this will be really interesting. How the survivors play out, and Freya with the fake and the swing that doesn't work out, unfortunately, but. We will see very aggressive. I can't remember if it was Freya that ran it, and oh my goodness, the FTP on the Nia, so that'll be a down. So yeah, look, I am. Oh, okay. So I wonder if if Freya will go for the tunnel there here. It looks like it. So we're gonna fake the TP to the locker and go to the clock tower now. This is where you build yourself the house block by block, but the pallet's already gone. I don't know if I saw that or not, but this is this God pallet up? I have no idea. Now we did see it is okay.
It is.
So we did see a really good mind game last week where one of them has outplayed, and Freya gonna catch Bug off guard, which what What? Did they just run through? So
You just
okay.
through the window.
So I don't know what happened there, dude. But oh, dude. Oh, he's gone. That is that is. No one has picked up the Nia. There we go. Okay, so finally, so that'll be death at 3 gens. So this gem might not pop. It will. So he's gonna go for the trade rolls. So a death at realistically 2 gens. So this isn't too bad for the survivors. I mean the sluggers. Honestly, I don't mind this if I'm being completely honest. I think this is, and this other gen has got a lot of progress. So what do you do, Tavi? Do you think that the eruption? Do you keep, like, it might sound dumb, but do you keep Ruin up if they've got pop and eruption? Like, what's the play? Like, you can't really counter either of them. Like,
You can't allow them to stay. It's too strong to keep them in. Whether they
wow.
actually know where it is and they're still looking for it is a question. So I think for Lirasanmarine, I think the question is, do we spend the time looking for ruin rather than doing the generators, which that is of course like where the time investment will be. The locker's gonna get open, Ye's getting pulled out, and yeah, again, ruin's just gonna get infinite value. But oh no, our survivor's sticking the generator. I don't think Freya's gonna teleport in time. Even if they do, Nightfall still won't be enough speed. I think they can just commit the generator. It might just be the... No, but let's go to the generator. Why would you? You commit that generator. Even if it was like a 2-tap, like you would still commit the generator, because now with this down coming through, there's of course no unbreakable, and there's no possible chance to finish that generator anyway. So last couple of seconds there, everybody, in competitive Dead by Daylight. Imagine, imagine if that was pre-buff ruin. Imagine if that was pre-buff ruin. That generator would not be done. My ping went to 3,000.
Well played. I just I think that's unfortunate. 4K2. But look, great play by Freya. You know, obviously Lowy had a couple weeks back. Obviously last week was postponed due to updates, but you know, where they have their struggles, but more importantly where they have their ups, and that is something that I think we will see from the Lirasanmarine side on. So yeah, look, I'm very excited. But yeah, I think, Tavi, that this will be a very difficult win con to get to 4K3. So, you know, unfortunately they didn't stick that gen, so it makes it a lot more harder. Now that they're switched sides, so yeah, I think it'll be exciting. Because it'll come down to the wire on who gets the gens done first, as we see that the Sloppy Butcher will be brought into play. So yeah, how do you see this going, Tavi?
I see Sakuta's bought a different build. In the previous trial, of course, we had the ruin being active, and Ace can just make it away to the free god palette. So this actually don't make it to the god palette. Never mind, because it's not 11 down. So in the previous trial, ruin got, I think, so much value. It's like ridiculous, especially in the 3v1. Managed to stop that generator from popping with the increased regression rate of 50%. So in this case, Sakuta doesn't have ruin, so kind of already playing at like a kind of disadvantage, not having a continued active ruin. And just so I say that though, advantages can be traded in for different advantages, and I guess in this one, Sakuta has a bit of an advantage of pace. As the ace was unhooked very early, so now they're playing 50-50s and will actually get the down. So this is a very fast tunnel out coming through by Sakuta. I'm not sure what Harden were thinking when they go that pull. Perhaps a bad comm was given, but this is suddenly again as 2 hooks with 0 gens for Harden. So honestly, Paso, I think the survivors are on the back foot now, as of now.
Yeah, as we see the first generator pop, I think you're right. I'm not sure how Painres goes into the equation. And one thing I'm not sure about is, it might sound stupid, but I don't know if the snowman skin is actually an advantage or disadvantage. I swear the actual sticks on the actual like show more of where the location of the actual killer is. So, but I am uh very aware that this is a decent start. Obviously, we see another gem pop, and unfortunately, we get the medium vault. So very unfortunate. We're gonna slug this and head towards the one generator. So this is it's not easy playing. So, and oh my goodness, I just realized we've found our tunnel out. This
Yep.
is gonna be crucial. If we can get this down and whack him on that hook, this will be insanely crucial. And oh my goodness, so we have a tunnel out, but there we go, another Gentavi. This is, oh my god. Okay, this is it's getting steamy. I mean, I wonder if they're obviously a Tycon now. They just need that one extra gen. So we'll see how this is played. So we've seen this mind game before. We have seen this mind game before, and it works a lot of the time. So it's look unfortunate, but we are going to see the basement hook here. So from here on out, I think generators need to be prioritized a bit. Obviously, that's the whole point of playing killers, to protect and kill. But I think right now he needs to check all gens, make sure there's no progress running, and if there is, whack on eruption, get your eruption on there, and that's what he's going to do here.
Oh
So
no.
that is an injury, I think, on that survival. I couldn't see, but yes, it is. Okay, so yeah, look, the pressure is starting to build here, and it could come down to a tie. And I'm a bit nervous, but at the same time, I am excited as this will come down right down to the wire. Unfortunately, doesn't run through the remnant, so very unfortunate there. But yeah, we will see we are gonna see the slug. So yeah, this is gonna come down to last seconds, possibly milliseconds. So we're just gonna go for the pick. Not gonna worry. We're gonna lock this and pick up survivor. So yeah, I'm not sure what the play is, but what do you think is best to do right now, Tavi?
So in the previous trial, our survivors were working against like a ruin all the time. In this trial, they're working against a sloppy butcher, which is pretty much going to be active like all the time with all the slugging going on. Jay's going to get a fresh little layer of sloppy butcher, and that's going to be applied. But it's actually kind of in, I was going to say, a bit of a safe position. He goes down though, so I lied to you all in the past 5 seconds. And yeah, I mean, they just can't really recover from here. They have not taken any initiative to go for the resets. They were just trying to power through the generators to meet the 4K2, which is going to tie things up, as you were saying, and push it on to a set number 3, pretty much guaranteed. So, yeah, 4K2 I think is going to be secure for Sakuta. I don't really see a way for our survivors to get back in this. Also, pretty worth to note that not only do none of the gens have any progress, but they've also been barely ever kicked. So playing for that attrition style for Sakuta at the moment is not an issue. It's not a worry because most of the generators can still be regressed for quite a while. So it's just teleporting around, using the Nightfall, trying to find a little bit of the killer instinct, but uses the killer instinct of the eyeballs to locate a survivor instead. Does find cat reflexes, who is our brain, and yeah, we'll just see how this chase pans out. Of course, Donut takes 90 seconds, and Sakuta doesn't even want to take the chase. They're just trying to hover around the map again, trying to exploit the Nightfall to the best of their ability. But Jake is hiding fairly well, so we could be buckling up for another 15-minute judge game.
Well, there we go. Sorry. Well, yeah, we could be, and I think from the survivor side, I think that they did crank a a few gens very fast, and we're gonna win the 50 here. And will he vote? No, he doesn't. He wins back-to-back 50s. So that is really well played by Rin. So yeah, this is if a generator is getting worked in the back yet, so we're gonna leave and check right away. And we've accidentally teleported to a different locker. So unfortunate there. But yeah, Tavi, I think this'll come right down to a couple of seconds. Whether they can sit on just any generator, get some progresses. There is no ruin. So remember, gens can only be hit a certain amount of times. With ruin, it doesn't matter how many times they get off the gen, it will never get the block animation. So this is going to be very good. As it is, there's just gens getting worked left, right, and center, and I think this will be detrimental if one goes down in a couple of seconds and they can't, hop back on a generator and start working it. So I do think this is a tough situation for the survivors, Tavi.
I still say it's impossible. Sakuta's just taking the time to put up on everything, and of course they would need to get off the gen at the right time, which is not really that much of an issue, but like trying to navigate through Nightfall, which should be coming up soon, trying to stealth that out is a really tough spot. And now Sakuta finds scratch marks of our last standing survivor. I think that might be it. Yeah, it does spot out the pickup from the locker. So yeah, after what isn't 15 minutes of gameplay, which I will be honest, I'm grateful not to see another Surse Monk dredge incident or like that. Whatever happened, was it Sanity versus I forgot. Whatever. That dredge incident. After witnessing that, I'm happy to see this dredge set go for much shorter time. So yeah, 4K2 tie is going to be the result of this first set, and we'll have to come back to this after playing. Actually, no. We might have to come back to this set if everything else is timed in one. But yeah, 4K2 again. Two great performances from both of our killers, and definitely set a pretty high expectation, I think, going into the next trials. So yeah, I do think though, just from an objective point of view, I do think Lira did get more gens done. They were just on the verge of getting that last one done, but
Yeah, I agree.
not close enough. So if it's anything, I would say Lira have had the advantage in this set as yeah, Jake's just gonna probably bleed out. Actually, the bleed out might matter here, so
Wait, yeah.
might not be the draw just yet. There's no tenacity on our Jake, but they still crawled away a fair distance, and they're just upstairs. I believe that's the chemistry room generator, so it's very close to our Jake. But it seems like Sakuta cannot actually locate them, and the bleed out is only happening in another 30 to 40 seconds. So this could be an issue again for Sakuta because the bleed.
Oh, not sure what has happened to Tavi. It seems like he's lost connection. He's been sent to another planet. I'm not sure. We might actually see a bleed out. This could have. Correct me if I'm wrong. This might mean that I think Harden. I mean, if they can't find the bleed out, I mean, because he has not been hooked. So this might be oh my goodness, could it be a last second find? Could it be? No, I think he's gone the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Really start things up. But this time, of course, we have a Bug. Sorry, this is not Sakuta. It's Bug taking the blight. And I guess if they would have changed out either potential sentry for Bug, then there would have been a good reason. As we do find the first chase is actually going to be a medkit being chased first, and Bug is going to actually... Wow, okay, this is a nice little interaction there from our ace as actually gets away to safety. So really good 50-50 won by ace there, but they're going to take a tag anyway. So Bug definitely got definitely got good knowledge of Blight. We can see this. When it comes down to the technical details of Blight coming with the bump logic, that would be a completely different game here. Do have a bit of a slip up here on the main building. Does break the pallet, but that's 4 rushes down the drain. Corrupt is already ticking over to the 1 minute mark, so it looks like Bug will leave this chase, and I don't know if that was a vibe play. That was a medkit survivor, Hasso. Of course, it can be a distraction, but it could also just... They can just heal themselves up, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is obviously not the daily player. So, look, I think this will overall. You look at there you go. There's a generator getting worked at Shack. So that's so yes. So the daily player, it does not have the mid kit. If I saw that correctly. So I think unless I've misseen maybe. But you know, I do think this is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that was. I don't know how. Because he already used a bump. You know, rushed off of one thing. He got the down, but that is very unfortunate there for the survivor. So this is. God, there's a bit of pressure going on here. I don't know if it's best to wait for the eruption to come back on either side, but realistically, I mean, right now, what Bug could do is, you know, just scout the gens. Hopefully, can get his next hook more over to the west side of the map, which would be nice. But you know, obviously that'll come down to where the survivors run. Is we're gonna spot another survivor out here. And the bump logic coming in, what a hit! That is very well played from Cat Reflex. So this is gonna be a down, and that is gonna be a slug. And I'm not sure if we could have a look a bit later. If okay, so if this is the dead hard, do you reckon? Is it?
It is. It is. It is. It's
It
dead
is.
hard.
Okay, it is.
Brazilian
You're right.
second
It
win
is.
with
Apologies.
Liverpool,
Yes.
yeah.
So this is gonna be the. Oh my goodness! No way!
I think he picked the dead hard. The
Oh my
motion of
goodness!
going towards the killer, I think, it was the fake of the dead hard or something. That was incredible, bro.
What?
The confidence to play that out, and then also to dead hard after. Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
I don't know
Just chasing
how
the
that
gorilla.
hit. Yeah. So you know, obviously, gonna keep the chase going, and you know, here comes the blight, and you know, this is something that is really good to see. So we obviously saw the pick up onto Cat. So this will be a second stage on the dead hard player, and obviously we've had a couple gens pop already. So look, this isn't terrible, but that again, what a find, great find. From Bug. So we are going to be going down towards one, which will probably be the death location. Is we're going to leave Chase and just head back to mid map and sky around these and see if there's anyone here. And we're going to see some progress getting worked on 9. So look, it's not looking terrible. They will be getting the unhook. Now that is, keep in mind, the FTP player, the tunnel out. So that is could. Oh, okay. I don't know how that has landed. So we are going to be taking a hit, and be just pre-throwing the shack, and this will be awesome. If we can last a little bit here, burn some time, and we're going to get the stun and the beamer to the face. So you know, just being flashed, and now we are just gonna keep continuously doing the same thing, and we're gonna go around the rock and jiggy back towards the cars and just pre-drop another beamer to the face. You cannot see, Mister. So you know we are gonna see a dead hard. Oh, just unfortunately read it that time. But beautifully played, and good chase. Yeah, great chase. So we will see a couple gens pop there, and that could be the game changer. Like I said, one step ahead. That dead hard earlier could be the reason that this game could be turned around and put on its side. And I think Harden is putting a real effort in. So we're gonna see obviously Bug go for the I cannot tell what survivor that is, but
Submarine.
yeah. So we're just gonna go back up towards the 5 gen. So this is looking pretty interesting, Tavi. What do you think, mate?
Well, our Blight had the perk, also known as Eruption, on a couple of generators around the map, and the fact that Arcade, right, who's now dead, right, Vin, the fact that they were able to chase out that long, prevent the eruption from hitting any of the generators that were high progress, meant that they could definitely not get interrupted by a future pop, cob, and eruption. So they secured the death at 1, which I feel like is uh, kind of like is a reward for their good chases, but at the same time, I feel like Bug is playing extremely aggressive on the Blight, and going for all these very ambitious rushes going across the map, and they've been paying out quite a few times. But I feel like it could come to the downfall. Just as I say that Ray does go down, because I think for Blight, you really do want to be hitting your rushes, or at least like constraining them to a minimal amount, so you could always
Yeah,
traverse the map efficiently. You can see here the bumps are not really the best, trying to get from this bot side to this west side, and just like being able to conserve like 1 or 2 rushes there would just save time. It would just save a little bit of downtime, and that's like a bit of efficiency I think that Bug might be struggling with later on because of this aggressive play. But just as I
oh,
say that, you catch the back of Cat Reflex here on the main building. Nia's gonna get picked up, and now Bug should know where everyone is, so could go pretty much safely for this rain and just get the pop, get the cop, and get the eruption going back on the generator. So
there's
good
a
break
jelly
though for
player.
survivors. The one survivor, yeah, exactly. The one survivor who is gonna get hooked is able to unhook themselves, but again, it is still, I would say, a little bit tricky in this spot because the injury that's happened on the board. Now there are 2 injuries, of course, but I think our survivors do need to slow down and reset. What do you think, Ashley?
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they're playing a little bit too aggressive, and it's not realistic. Like I think they really do need to slow down and just give it some time. And obviously they're gonna have to hop on 6, but that's look. It's more you go towards 5 and sorry, 4. Sorry. Oh my goodness, they've popped. Okay, Tavi, this could be the game changer. They could get an out here. So the life play is going to come in deep here. They're going to be just work it. They've worked the 5 gen now. They're going to make the vault. Now, just buying that extra time is what they need. He needs to get this down ASAP. And he's going to unfortunately stuff up on the bump logic. So this is looking like it could be. They're not working a gate though, so I am a bit unsure what the play is if they're gonna actually get an out here, as they're finally gotten on. I believe that is 1, but they're gonna get the down and they're gonna get someone up. This is insane. So this is gonna get an out, I believe, and it will be a fresh. So this is gonna be it looks like 9 stages, but this still could be what a performance that has been to double that generator and get out. I think that is a very well played. They've just played that to a very good amount of just pressure, being under pressure and having to find a way out, and they doubled that gen for 5. So yeah, that is well played, Tavi, and I think that's gonna be 9 stages, I believe. So look, it won't be easy, but I do think it'll be Freya on the Blight, and we saw Freya a couple weeks ago. I do think it will be a really good watch, Tavi. So yeah, we'll definitely stay focused for that one.
Yeah, so Freya's Blight, I think, will...
A P100. I'm look. I think this is just gonna be insane. Look, that's all I gotta say. I think Freya will put on a performance, and oh my goodness. So what I said last time that Freya was on the Blight is, I believe that Freya just knows exactly where the survivors are. Just very smart, plays very passive aggressive, and that's what we love to see gameplay like this. And I really think Freya will have a good performance here. But this'll be tough to match. But you know, I think it's 9 stages. I think that they'll definitely have the beamer will work, but doesn't get, because she's blind. Okay, so this is okay. So there's the first tag onto the ace, which I believe is rolls. So you know, this is the faster they get this down, Tavi will have a much bigger impact. So you know, get rid of these pallets, but you have to get the down. This down will be crucial. So Frey's gonna leave and just go and check on this this mid gen, and you know, hit it, get that eruption on it, and probably just dip off. Yep, and probably go and have a look, and does find the ace and gets stunned. So unfortunate for Goddess Freya. So you know, they're obviously gonna pop they're gonna pop their first generator. So this is gonna be this is not looking great so far for Freya, but hopefully can pull this one back, and he's gonna run towards this rock filler at 6. So this is I'm honestly not too sure what the play there was, but we are gonna see the grab, and you know, that'll help out. And yeah, this is looking pretty good for the survivors so far, Tavi.
Yeah, they managed to pop the first generator before the first hook happened, and of course that's always a blessing on the survivor side, because you're not going to give maximum pop value. But Freya instead can kind of focus their efforts instead on camping out in this mid-gen, and our survivors are wise enough to leave it alone to regress. It's too dangerous to work. And yeah, apart from that generator kind of losing all value now, survivors are going for like a double split here, which is of course the correct play. They have a stealther, so things can definitely still pan out to 9 stages. Actually, 9 stages would be impossible, so 8 stages full fresh would be their win con. But at the same time, Freya still has or just got that injury, should potentially be able to capitalize on this pull here, but again, that Retrofate is going to come in real handy. That's just a free gift for Freya, that tag there. I don't really know if that was a great play from Mia, but I mean, it happened, and they're trying to get the ace out of trouble, which they kind of do for the time being. There's a rock filler around here, and nice little bumps are going to allow the down to happen. So that's Eruption coming through, and suddenly the Survivor HUD doesn't look as promising as it did just a minute ago. I mean, this gen gets done here in the midsection. That's actually really good, because that generator was regressing. Remember, Hasso, that was kicked.
Yeah.
And like it got hit by Eruption. So now that's done. It's not going to regress anymore. But 2 of our survivors are injured, so we could be seeing some slug gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we love. I love this sort of gameplays. We're gonna see the inner healing, inner strength, whatever the perk's called, and Freya's gonna gear the survivor. Now, this is gonna be hit through the pallet, and oh my goodness, and we're gonna see the quality. Oh my goodness, and we're just swinging straight through. Bang! A bold middle stump. That is an incredible hit. So all we have to do now is really just, you know, this is insane. This is insane. This is out of the... I don't know what to say. This is Tavi. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. You know, this is going to be a close one, but wow. What the just smarts from Freya, knowing what to do, and just what we love seeing. And Freya is
No.
not gonna get the down, but this should be a down. Hopefully for Freya, she get the down fast, but it will be a test to the players is just not buying it, and finally going to buy it, and looks to go down about here. So we are going to point towards the big car there. So that's my car. But we are going to be hooking over towards 8 here. So this will be a death of 3 gens timing, and they've all reset. So this is they've pulled it back to survivors to all reset. Now they have to get on a generator and crank them, because there's not much they can do without having to work those gens and not give away free tags.
Yeah, but I still don't really like the Lirasanmarine's chances. Like, again, just this early death coming through, those mistakes coming through on the main building, having 2 injured survivors on the main building. I don't really know if that was the right play. Like, did they potentially just think that our killer would not overcommit, which they did decide to do and then go for this log. But it seems like they did recover from the ace chase, and now the bit of pressure is starting to build back up for Freya. Bug is taking this chase around main, doing a pretty good job, but they're gonna run out of resources really quickly. So that's a breakaway. They might be able to find some safety at the edge map, but no, there is nothing here on the top side. So this is going to be the 4th hook that is required out of the required a 9 and 4 fresh for Freya. And yeah, with 3 gens left, I would say it is an unlosable position if Freya plays well. But of course, things can change very quickly with a couple of good stealths. So it's going to be a nice Pop Goes the Weasel value coming through for Freya, as we do not kick the generator. We're waiting for Eruption to come back. But again, all they need to do now is just secure a couple more stages, camp till the death, a fresh hook, and that will secure a victory for Harden. So it's, with this generator popping though in the background, it's not really too easy. It's really good stealthing coming through by Year, and maybe Freya is kind of double guessing themselves here, and that might lead to a bit of trouble. They do go back to the hook though, so Hasso, I think if you're Freya here, I think honestly just go for the fresh hook.
Oh,
I guess they're healing, so
yeah, this is. I agree. I think you just gotta get the tag, and unfortunately, they shield right onto the hook, and that's what you gotta do sometimes. But we are gonna be seeing DS.
Head on DS, inner strength, and dead hard.
Bang.
It's a YouTube build, bro. But it worked.
Yeah, it did. And I tell you what, they gotta fix that skill check bug, because I hate seeing the skill check the dead hard come in. Oh my goodness. This is mental. This is, just die edge. That's all you gotta do now. Freya gonna be bumping a bit. Doesn't know what has happened. Oh my goodness. This is incredible.
It's insane, and actually make the Vok filler now, and this is suddenly looking completely possible for Lira to pull this back, because those generators are being worked. You can see one in the background is at 80%, the other one is at 50%. A little bit of a mistaken rush from Freya means that, again, our Claudia can reposition, head towards a potential other safe pallet. But I think, again, maybe they just run out here. I feel like they don't have any more pallets, but we've left the chase, we've left the injury now, and we're trying to find someone else. We find Year here, but this generator is really high progress. You have to go kick it for the eruption, but now Year makes enough distance away to this matchsticks, and it's somewhat safe. There's a rock filler here too. This is so much time being bought for our survivor side, and this is also daily being chased, so Hasso, I mean, I was gonna say it's unlosable, but then Year also gets an unzoning flare on the blight, and now they do lose the check spot. That's unfortunate, but Claudette's working on the generator. Injured, they're doubling! I think they're doubling! Wait, are they doubling? No, they're simply... That's a Zarina, not Claudette. Oh, excuse me, but... Oh my god, this game is still so much closer than what I think it has, so... This...
Gosh.
I don't know how this is not 9 stages already.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
oh.
Oh, this is insane. This is what we love though, Tuffy. We love close matches as the beamer does not come off now. You're gonna have to check that generator again, and oh my goodness, the Wii Sports hit comes in. Don't know how that baseball just somehow hit. I have no idea, but we are gonna be seeing. Looks like potential will just end up dying here. So. What?
Oh.
No way. So potential's gonna live for a little bit now. They aren't working generators, I don't think so. This is just gonna be the time waster now. You just gotta force locker, brother. You don't
Hurry up,
make
hurry
anything.
up,
You can
hurry up.
go grab some groceries, but unfortunately, you will go down. So, make sure to check out. So, this is go back, check the generators, make sure no one's working them. This is the job now. They are gonna just be resetting, so that you may as well whack this, plonk him on the hook, and you know they are gonna get that cheeky little double reset in. So this is really, I guess, smart from the survivors to get that in. But wow, we close. We're in a you know this is a close game, Tavi. This isn't one that you just see, week in week out. This is actually, doable for the Survivor side, and I think considering their gens where they are, this is very doable. But they have to get the unhook as we're gonna spot a Survivor. This is not good. So unfortunately, they're gonna get hit and. This Neo is going to just hold and we're just going to run back probably because they're going to be doubling this generator over towards 10 or 11. So, this is not good. And we're just going to spot out our
No.
tunnel out. And unfortunately, we're going to go down and get the eruption will, the proc. So what are your thoughts right now, Tavi? What do you think?
I mean, well, I remember just maybe 3 to 4 minutes ago I was dissing a build dead hard, decisive strike head on, and then the strength. And I'm pretty sure pretty much all of those perks have kind of come in useful. So, if not for the DS and the dead hards for Mark Claudette, I don't think it would have been possible to kill these gens down. But now our survivors are successfully managing to split the pressure across the map. We have one death hook, they just get unhooked right then with the Lithe and Unbreakable. Um, and we also have them probably wanting to reset as well across the map because you know it's gonna be pretty much a free reset and Freya's around the area, but you leave this area for too long, you leave the bot side for too long, and suddenly that generator is also threatening from Yia on the Nia who is injured. So it's definitely a tough game. The way I see it is, the way I predict it is that I think our survivors and our killer will play a little bit too aggressive. I feel like our survivors will not go for the resets here and try and crank out the generator since it's so close and the victory is like they can smell the victory. Pushing
Mm,
it to a tiebreaker is like so tempting, but again, you give away stuff like this, you give away the down. Of course, there's the deliverance, so there's a little bit of pressure being elevated from that, but again, they have not reset. They've decided to crank the generator instead, and this could
yeah.
come back to haunt them later. Like if they find the death hook now, that could just seal the deal.
You gotta hit this gen, get eruption now. Obviously, I like the game of waiting out the eruption. Make sure you get the full value, as we're just gonna spot another survivor. So this is definitely not good for the survivor side. We're gonna fall for the mind games now. Unfortunately, you can't really hold a check spot there. So we are going to possibly just get tapped here. Unfortunately, and bang, we've gone down. So unfortunate there for, I believe that was the Claudette. So that'll be, I don't even know how many stages we're at now. It's maybe what, eight,
7.
7, 8. Okay, so we're at
I
8-4 with the final generators popped. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Wait, so 8-4. Wait, they just need to camp this out, right? They just need to camp it out. The math, the math is in my head. It's adding up, right? If that survivor dies, it'll be 9-4. Previously, the previous trial was 9-3. So Like, I mean, if they get one more stage, it's over, and I feel like they should be camping the hook instead, but potential makes a fast fall here, and I guess I don't really see a way that they're getting out of this. They just use the light, I believe. They're kind of playing the Z-War Warrior, but I think it is going to be over, and Harden should just take this victory. The Unbreakable cannot pick themselves up in 2 seconds, unfortunately, and there's, of course, the DS. Every second chance perk has been expended in this trial, so with this being secured, this will be the ninth stage, the fourth fresh, which was achieved when the Neo was hooked, and that will secure Harden the victory. I think a bit of a surprise victory, honestly. Look at how close this final match was. Actually, the first match too. You think about it, Lira was up